Hello, everyone. This is Brandon Duncan. Welcome to week 3, and we'll be discussing ethical frameworks. So, we're looking at ethical guidance in two roles as a public administrator and also within the church. First, looking at my role as a public administrator, I took a look at our ethics guidelines, and this is actually pretty consistent with other previous positions I've had in the public sector. It's insistence upon our devotion of time to productivity and proper use of public resources. We are public servants. We are using the public's tax dollars, uh, so it is required of us to properly allocate those tax dollars towards productivity and serving the public. We are not to use time, resources such as computers and machines, equipment for our own personal use. Also, in the ethics code is a conflict of interest section, essentially stating that we must report all secondary and tertiary employment to verify that there is, if we have any, to verify that there is no conflict of interest within our positions. It would not do well for me to say, if I were to work in the contracts department for the public agency, to also hold a position for a company that we have a contract with. It would look like I was profiting on both ends, or being able to use my position to benefit me in another area of employment. So we have a conflict of interest code to prevent things like that occurring. And there's also a section in our ethics guidelines on influence. We have restrictions on gifts, things we may accept from vendors or members of the public. We have this at the federal, state, and our local agency has their own guidelines. For example, we may accept a pizza from a member of the public or a vendor, so long as the pizza falls within a certain dollar amounts below a dollar threshold, and that we share that pizza with other members of our team. We don't just keep it for ourselves. And that prevents undue influence from public, saying that they give us things to sway our use of our position or power to serve them, give them special service or special treatment. Now, within the church I attend, it's a Christian church, so of course we follow the teachings and beliefs within the Bible. But then we also have to become a member, we have a membership orientation, and we go through a course of several weeks, and we talk about our church's vision and what they hope to accomplish and how they expect us to grow and thrive within the church. And they ask for a few different items as far as ethics go, and the first one is accountability. They give us teachings in the Bible and examples of accountability and taking responsibility for our actions. And essentially, if we were to do wrong, to come clean and profess and confess it, and not to hide anything, and to be fully transparent. They want full transparency from us. The second thing is consistent devotion and dedication to the Word, and have involvement in the church instead of just taking for ourselves selfishly. It is recommended for us to at least give back, whether it be time or support, encouragement, or whether it even be money. And they also ask for consistent devotion, dedication to the Word. If we are going to be participants in the church or religion, we are expected to take it seriously, take this involvement serious as a serious commitment. And also within our ethical guidelines is the resistance to temptation. We have certain codes of conduct to abide by, and they give us verses to basically combat temptations of life of all matters. And then they also give us guidance on victorious living, how to be the best selves, how to be most respectful to our peers and others, how to encourage fellowship, and how to overcome conflict. Now, looking at the synthesis between my role in the public sector and my role as a member of the church, I found a couple overlaps. The first one is the insistence on the devotion of time. So, my role as a public servant, we are expected to maximize our time and productivity so that we are able to serve the public. They're giving us their taxpayers. We want to be able to serve them. And the same goes for the church. They're investing and devoting time and resources to us, and we are expected to volunteer or at least serve or encourage fellowship with other people within our church. And that also goes to the commitment to the greater body. So within my role as a public administrator, we are public servants. We are essentially said right there in the title as serving the greater body, which is the public. And that goes the same for the church. We are seeking salvation for ourselves, but then in essence, we're also expected to go out and give our testimony to others and spread the gospel and seek out devotion, dedication from the greater body and to serve others as well. And then third, we have the avoidance of temptation within the church, as well as avoidance of influence within the public sector. So we have outside powers trying to influence us, and it's a matter of maintaining our character and maintaining our integrity and stepping away from these temptations and influences and corruption. So that's what I have this week. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to reviewing and commenting on your post.